गुणातीतोऽक्षरं ब्रह्म भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमः जनो जानन्निदं सत्यं मुच्यते भवबन्धनात्. With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagavan Swaminarayan, my Guru Hari, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and my Pragat Guru Hari, Param Puja Mahan Swami Maharaj, my heartiest Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Swaminarayan, and a very good morning. It's overwhelming, highly energetic, and my eyes are filled with pleasure to see such a well academically qualified youth energy here in this hall today. And I'm being told that in this international conference of CA students, not just from all the states of our country, but from the adjoining countries as well, the students have joined this conference. And to see so much of youthful energy converging at one place, not just to better their academic progress, but to learn the lessons of life and thus be an important element of the society and the nation, is giving us, the elder generation, a promise that our country will rest on very strong shoulders that you all possess. And thank you very much for that. And well, the topic shared with me today is mindful resilience. How to handle stress in tense situations, how to take care of your own self, how to remain stable in circumstances and situations and people around you which are not conducive, not helpful, opposing or competing. So basically, it is all about managing stress in this atmosphere of high professional expectations. In today's times, where there are tremendous work pressures and pressures to deliver in deadlines. Well, you all are in a profession where much is expected of you. We have the seniors sitting here, Sunil Talati ji, the ex-chairman of ICAI, Mangesh ji, Central Council member, Khandelwal ji, who is the conference director, and all the other elders that we see today. They have passed through certain situations and circumstances in life, at their workplace, in their personal life, in their family life, that these situations have created high pressure, high stress, and people have managed it. The first important aspect, now listen carefully, how to manage pressures and how to manage stress is acceptance of the reality. Acceptance of the reality that this world, when you go out into the professional field, when you venture into the commercial fields, is not a bed of roses for you. There is severe competition outside, cutthroat competition outside. You will have to possess academic edge. You will have to possess talent edge. You will have to possess professional edge. You will have to possess social connectivity edge. You will have to master your profession. This is the first fundamental, foundational value that is expected of you. You need to cultivate that value so as to handle pressures, handle stress at your workplace in this ever and over demanding workplaces. First aspect is this: acceptance of the reality that there is severe competition. There are hundreds of students and hundreds of professionals of my caliber, of caliber above me, with whom I will have to work, with whom I will have to compete, so I need to prepare myself well. Am I right, Sunilji? I need to prepare myself well. If you prepare yourself well, if you have done your homework well, if you know your profession well, then you will be able to face that competition at your workplace, and then you'll be able to handle pressures and stress a bit better. When Sachin Tendulkar went to Pakistan to play his first international test, he was a lad of 16. The first test was at Karachi in Pakistan, and Sachin was facing the likes of Waqar Yunus, Wasim Akram, and even spin talent like Abdul Qadir, and such quickies, international class pace bowlers, who could swing the deliveries on both the sides, cutting to 1.5 to 2 feet. And they bait Sachin lot many times. They fooled Sachin lot many times with their pace and swing. Sachin was frustrated. He tried to hit every ball, but many a times he could not connect. Even Imran Khan was bowling against him. He got out on 15. Walking back to the pavilion, now listen carefully. Walking back to the pavilion, he experienced tremendous pressure and stress on his mind. This he writes in his own autobiography. And he tells himself, international cricket is not my cup of tea. I will not be able to perform at the international level. I'm fine with myself at the domestic level. I cannot face such quickies, such pace and swinging deliveries of Imran Khan or Waqar Yunus or Wasim Akram. This is not my game. He walked back to the pavilion, put his bat, gloves, pads, went straight to the washroom, and he writes that I almost cried in front of the mirror that this is my first and last international appearance. International stage is not my cup of tea. After he came back from the washroom, Ravi Shastri, who was then the coach or the manager of the team, he asked Sachin to sit beside him in the viewing gallery. Ravi Shastri started a conversation with Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin ji, आप तो इस तरह से खेल रहे थे जैसे ये स्कूल क्रिकेट है. Sachin said, Ravi ji, इन लोगों की पेस ट्रेमेंडस है. मैंने ये पेस कभी नहीं खेली है. और जो स्विंग हो रहे थे वकार यूनुस के और वासिम अकरम के एट 90-95 माइल्स पर आवर की डिलीवरीज गिर रही थी और जो स्विंग हो रही थी, आई थिंक इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट इज नॉट माई कप ऑफ टी. तब रवि शास्त्री ने ये बात सिखाई, एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ द रियलिटी ऑफ कंपटीशन टू हैंडल प्रेशर एंड स्ट्रेस. बिकॉज वी आर नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग द रियलिटी. आप ये सोच रहे हो तो चलो सीए बन जाएंगे, जॉब मिल जाएगी, कोई कंपनी में बैठ जाएंगे, प्रैक्टिस 5-7-10 साल के साथ खोल देंगे. जितना जल्दी और आसानी से आप ये बोल सकते हैं, इतना जल्दी और आसान वो बात नहीं है. एक्सेप्ट द रियलिटी. रवि शास्त्री टोल्ड सचिन तेंदुलकर that I saw your innings sitting here and you are playing like a schoolboy. You are not playing like an international player. You are trying to hit each and every ball. That you can do in your school cricket. You can't do in international cricket because as you are talented with the bat, this trio, they are highly talented and highly experienced, and a couple of them have played international cricket for more number of years than your existence. You have to respect them as well. Don't try to hit every delivery. First lesson of preparing yourself for the next encounter. You have to prepare yourself, do your homework well. Ravi Shastri gave him the second advice, that while playing a test match, don't look at the scoreboard for the first half an hour. First 30 minutes, don't look at the scoreboard. So you all CS students, for the first 3 years, don't look at your salary. Just work like a donkey. But smart working, not just donkey working. Hard work like it, but smart working. First 2 or 3 years, don't look at the scoreboard. Don't peep into somebody's career कि यार ये तो मेरे साथ ही सीए हुआ था, इनको इनका मिल गया. Never that. Accept your situations and your circumstances in life. Ravi Shastri tells Sachin Tendulkar, don't look at the scoreboard for the first half an hour when you are at the crease. Just settle yourself there, settle your eyes on the field, get the line and length of the deliveries that are being bowled at you. Try to get into the opposition team's plans, how to get you out. Try to protect yourself against the opposition plans. This is all the preparedness that you need on the field. So Ravi Shastri gave $1 million advice to Sachin Tendulkar. Next test, that was the second test at Faisalabad, Sachin Tendulkar perfectly followed Ravi Shastri's advice, doing his homework mentally and emotionally, which made him more stronger and stable. He scored a 50, he got out at 59, but then he cemented his place in the playing 11, went on to become the god of cricket with 100 international tons. So pressures and stresses are part of life. Remember, pressure and stress are inevitable. How to manage it, we learn it. The first aspect, accept the competition, prepare yourself well. Then you will be able to handle the pressures and stresses well. Second thing, failures should be met. मैं ये शब्द प्रयोग कर रहा हूं. जीवन में अगर निष्फलता नहीं मिली तो वो जीवन ही नहीं है. If you can learn 10 things from your successes, you will learn 20 things from your failures. So failures are necessary in life. They are absolutely necessary. Sometimes because of your mistake, you fail. Sometimes you are less prepared, you fail. Sometimes even when you perform well, still circumstances don't favor you, you fail. Sometimes you are the best in the team, but office politics fails you. It's part of the system. So the second aspect of handling pressure and stress at your workplace, mindful resilience, is that you tell yourself that I'm definitely going to meet failures in my course, in my journey of life. Those failures may be in personal life, in family life, in social life, in your professional life. At the moment, you're all students. So maybe in your academic life, you will meet failures. उससे घबरा मत जाना, बैठ मत जाना, रुक मत जाना, चलते रहना. So because failures are part of life. I have read more than 500 biographies and autobiographies from Sachin Tendulkar to Nelson Mandela to George Washington to Abraham Lincoln to Winston Churchill to Pramukh Swami Maharaj, everybody. They have seen failures in life. They have seen big failures in life. It makes you strong. It gives, rather opens up new avenues for you to venture out. It creates new opportunities. Failures make you more friends. People have a belief that success makes more friends. Success makes companions, not friends. Success makes companions. पार्टी टाइम एंजॉय करने के लिए जो आते हैं वो कंपेनियंस बोलते हैं. Success will give you more companions. Failures will identify for yourself your best friends in life. तो ये 5-6 कारण मैंने आपको दिए हैं. I gave you the 5-6 reasons why failure is necessary in life. So forget having tension in your life. What if I fail in my exams? Never. Use your failure as a stepping stone. Use your failure to cultivate more inner strength. Use your failure to access the boundaries of daring beyond the ken of human intelligence. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in the year 1957 went to Dehradun because he had a dream to become a pilot. He appeared in the written test, he passed it. He appeared in the oral test, the results were awaited till evening. The institute wanted 8 students. They had in that batch a facility for 8 people. So they wanted 8 who would pass out the exams. In the evening, Abdul Kalam came to know that he is not in the selected top 8. He ranked 9th. So he missed the passing mark, maybe just by a few marks. Like any other student, any other human being, he felt a bit depressed. He felt a bit dejected. When he left from Rameshwar for these exams, when he left, his Guruji had told him that you are going all the way to Dehradun. Don't miss out to have the holy bath in the Ganga river. So then he said, okay, I had my exams, I failed, okay, they did not accept me. Let me go to the next assignment. So he went to the Ganga river at Rishikesh and had a fine bath. Then he came out of the river and he just was looking around where to go now. And he saw an ashram, he went there. He met the saints there. कोई संत उनको मिले. वो संत पहचान गए कि कलाम मतलब अब्दुल कलाम के चेहरे पे टेंशन है, स्ट्रेस है. This Dr. Kalam has written in his own autobiography. The saint called him near and asked, I see some tension and some pressure on your face. Is there an happening that was not according to your liking? Then Abdul Kalam narrated him the whole story, that I failed these exams, it was my dream, now what to do? How would I go back to my village? Because my entire village had given me a wonderful farewell. And they were all expecting me because I was the most intelligent engineering student of my village, of my whole region, of my whole caste at that moment. And how would I be able to show my face? The saint said, don't get worried about this. Failure is part of life. But believe in yourself that you are able to make it, if not today, tomorrow. And more importantly, the saint said, perhaps God has designed a better plan for you. This is the most encouraging word that could ever exist in anybody's life. When you fail, tell yourself, God has some definite bigger plans, better plans for me. When you fail, don't get dejected and depressed. Don't get into stress and tension. The topic that has been given to me, mindful resilience. A mindful resilience is telling yourself failure is not the end of the road. One failure doesn't design or define your career. One failure does not define or design your life, your personality, or your character. Anybody who is a name in the society, anybody who is sitting at the top in any field has gone through many failures in life. Sunil ji, am I right or wrong? Absolutely, he says out of all his experience. So first thing when you fail is tell yourself, I'm not going to get depressed or dejected. Second, tell yourself, I'll try again. With better hard work, with smart hard work. Third thing, tell yourself, God has definitely designed a much better plan for me than that is what in my mind. Let me, as it is told in the Maharashtra folklore, charer veti, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. So the second aspect of handling stress and pressure at your workplace or in your life is never be afraid of failure. Embrace failure with your hands wide open. Hug failure that, okay, you are also part of my life. And remember one thing, nobody has shown, that is, nobody shines in life only by successes. Only if he has seen failures and still walked, still climbed the mountains and sitting there, only he becomes an inspiration. People who are born with golden spoons, they are never a source of inspiration. People who have struggled through failures and reached at the top, they create a legacy, they are inspirations. So the second important aspect is that. Third important aspect of facing pressures, facing or managing stress at your workplace is bettering your human relations with people. See, individual talent can win matches. Only teamwork can win tournaments. Individual talent can win matches. But only teamwork can win tournaments. This is a principle. So believe, आप में से कोई सीए एग्जाम में नेशनल स्कोरिंग होगा, नेशनल रैंकिंग में आएंगे, तो कॉलर खड़ा करके ईगो में मत आ जाना. Because you will need help of people at your workplace to succeed. You will need family support to succeed. You will need a good friend circle to give you comfort in times of pressures and failures to succeed. You will need good books, reading, to energize you time and again for success. So for success, not just your academic qualification, from books to friends, to family members, to support staff in your team, to your working colleagues, to your office bearers, you will need capital N, capital E, and capital D, NEED. You will need all these supports in life. When you are in pressure, when you are in tension, the best key for you to come out of that atmosphere is good human relations with people around you. So that you get help. So that you get support. So that people would come forward to you and try to tell you that I'm with you. That is the biggest stress buster. That is the biggest pressure buster. According to a Harvard University survey, listen this carefully. This is a very important survey, especially applicable to all the students who are following some fine professional courses, as you all are. Harvard University survey says that people lose their jobs basically for two reasons. One reason counts for 85% of the lost jobs. Another reason, just 15%. Then Harvard University conclusion paper writes at the end of this statement. Listen very carefully. 15% of the jobs lost by people is because of something less on technical expertise in their subject. But 85% of the jobs lost by people is because of their inability to connect with people, work with people, and make some good teams. So human relations with people counts more than your academic degrees. Human relations with your working colleague counts more than your talent to come up with projects and finish the projects. Again, individual academics, individual talent can win up a project, can do a project, but to have a wonderful career of 50 or 40 or 50 years in your profession, a dignified career, you need a good teamwork and good human relations with people. Our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj, he created this BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha, the organization that I come from. We are one of the largest organizations in the world with a permanent seat in the United Nations as an NGO. We run more than 1,500 hospitals, hostels, schools, colleges, community centers, sanskar kendras, mandirs and akshardhams all over the world. How many of you have been to Akshardham at Gandhinagar or Delhi? Just raise your hands. All of you. I come from that organization. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was just 5th standard pass. Forget English, he could not speak a good grammatically correct sentence in Hindi. And yet he created 1,500 institutions of social service in a span of 45 years. That too after his age of 51, because he became the guru, he became the, in other words, in your professional language, he started his career at 51. From his age of 51 to 95, he created 1,500 institutions of social service. That is gifting an institute of social service, either a hospital or a hostel or a school or a college, whatever, every 15th day of his life for 45 years. कोई सीए को आप मिलो, कोई सक्सेसफुल चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को आप मिलो, उनको पूछना कि आप हमारी फ्रेटर्निटी में, भारतवर्ष में तो होंगे शायद 5 लाख चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स होंगे, पूछना कि हमारी फ्रेटर्निटी में एक भी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट ऐसा है जिन्होंने हर 15वें दिन एक नए शहर में एक नई ऑफिस खोली हो. सुनील भाई छेवा कोई क्या थी भाई? Pramukh Swami Maharaj created an institute of social service every 15th day. He initiated 1,100 saints like us. And more than 800 of them are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, doctors and engineers. More than 150 saints in the organization, they have graduated out of Ivy League colleges, Harvard, Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, Yale, such type. And more than 50 saints have graduated from such colleges. They are born American and British citizens, more than 150 of them. ये मैंने आपको इसलिए कहा कि आपको ये ना लगे कि कुछ चला नहीं होगा, कुछ जमा नहीं होगा, इसलिए यहाँ के बैठ गए. हाँ, ज्यादातर लोगों को होता है कि कुछ चला नहीं होगा, जमा नहीं होगा, इसलिए यहाँ के बैठ गए. I think all of you are under the age of 30, all the students sitting here, under the age of 30. 20, 25. That means under the age of 30, I'm giving the upper limit. 2-3 ट्रायल वाले की लिमिट भी मैंने अंदर ले ली. Why I said this? I finished my engineering before you all were born. I finished my engineering 32 years back. तो सोच के समझ के यहाँ आए. यहाँ क्या करना है वो पता है, वो कर रहे हैं. कहने की बात ये थी कि प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज such a simple man, but he could create this. Why? He was an expert, he was a master, and not using these words for him, but then it was natural from his heart that he could connect with all class of people, he could connect with all generations of people. That connectivity, that selflessness, because he lived his motto, in the good of others lies our own. आज मैं आप सभी को एक की देता हूं, एक मास्टर की देना चाहता हूं. कनेक्टिविटी कैसे बढ़ाएं, फ्रूटफुल कनेक्टिविटी कैसे बढ़ाएं, पर्पसफुल रिलेशनशिप्स कैसे बढ़ाएं, और हमारे रिलेशनशिप्स में ट्रस्ट कैसे बढ़ाएं. आई थिंक दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इन लाइफ. Yes or no? And this is the key to your success. तो एक जीवन मंत्र प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज का है, वो आप हृदय में लिख लेना. वो जीवन मंत्र पे वे जिए और इतनी सारी बड़ी संस्था उन्होंने खड़ी की. And that was, in the good of others lies our own. In the progress of others rests our own. How is this practical? Now listen carefully. Whomever you meet, greeting them from a smile to an inner wish that how can I help this person today? How can I make this person happy today? ये भावना अंतर में एक बार प्रकट करना. प्रकट करने के लिए एक बार मन में बोलना कि ये व्यक्ति मुझे जीवन में प्रथम बार मिल रहा है या 10वीं बार मिल रहा है. ये मुलाकात के बाद मेरे पास से कुछ वो लेके जाना चाहिए. ये मुलाकात के बाद मैं उसको किस तरह से ये मुलाकात में मदद रूप हो सकूं. हाउ कैन आई मेक हिम हैप्पी. Always keep the attitude from your facial expressions to body language to your inner self. How can I make people who come in contact with me more happy? How can I make him enriched in his meeting with me? ये attitude से आपके मन में उस व्यक्ति के प्रति अच्छे विचार आएंगे. That would reflect, that would be reciprocated, and the bonds of connection will go strong and trustworthy. This is the secret of human relations. And how does it help? I'm right into the topic. How does it help in reducing your stress and tension? Because when you have stress, when you have tension, when you are under pressure, this will be the people who will become your support. समझ सकते हैं कि शायद कोई आपके काम में सपोर्ट ना कर सके, लेकिन फोन या टेक्स्ट करे कि कोई तकलीफ हो तो बोलना, हम आपके साथ हैं. ऑफिस के बाद नीचे आए तो वो वहां खड़े हैं कि लेट्स गो एंड हैव हाफ एन आवर ऑफ रिलैक्सेशन, आई एम विथ यू. दैट इज ऑल्सो बिग सपोर्ट. सो बेटर द ह्यूमन रिलेशंस, better you will be at your workplace. Better you will be able to manage your stress and tension. Better you will be able to take up wonderful projects, big projects, finish those projects on time, and better yourself as a personality and as a character. This is the power of human relations. और एक अच्छी बात है. See, until the 90s, it was a common thinking in the people that those who are high on IQ, they could manage things well, they can work well, and they can lead well. But after the 90s, they found that sometimes people who were high on IQ, yet they were managed. People who were high on IQ, yet they were managed by people who were less on IQ. People who were high on IQ, they were managed by people who were less on IQ but more on EQ. Emotional quotient. See, IQ matlab, intelligence quotient matlab you think rationally. You deal effectively with the situation. There is a purposeful interaction. What is EQ? It is all about empathy. You know people well. You can understand their feelings and their thoughts. You can understand the feelings and thoughts of your own self. And you can well connect with people. So ये 1990s के बाद पता चला कि IQ से तो ज़्यादा EQ वाले लोग लीड करते हैं. And again the scenario changed, because from IQ to EQ it changed, especially in the Silicon Valley. हम गर्व लेते हैं कि हमारे IT ग्रेजुएट्स हैं, वे सिलिकॉन वैली में जाते हैं, $100,000 की सैलरी है, $200,000 की सैलरी है, $500,000 की सैलरी है. Who is paying them? Who is giving them the paycheck? It is given by sometimes by these white smart managers who are not even BCom. But they know how to handle people, they know how to extract work from them. किसी को $2.5 लाख की तनख्वाह देते हैं, लेकिन उसके दिमाग में से $1 million का काम ले लेते हैं. So there was a change of scenario. Again at the turn of the millennium, after 2000, again the scenario changed. That people with high spiritual quotient, SQ, They could lead people with high IQ and high EQ that we saw in the life of Pramukh Swami Maharaj and today our Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj. That they could lead the organization well. Because to lead a corporate is comparatively much easier than to lead an NGO. Why? Because at the corporate workplace, you pay and smile. At the corporate workplace, the work culture is pay and smile. That is, the employees, they like the pay of their employer, so there is a smile on the employee's face. And the employer likes the work of the employee, so there is a smile on his face. So it's called a pay and smile relationship. One is paying in work and one is paying in money. In the NGOs that we work full time, it is not pay and smile. It is serve and smile. To handle the affairs, to come up with projects and successfully execute it in the society when it comes to serve and smile relationship is much tougher. I've been talking since 32 years on national international platforms. I don't charge a single penny for my talks. Even today when I'm talking to you, I have not charged a single penny for talking. It's my selfless service to society. To work in a serve and smile relationship structure is more difficult than a corporate structure. क्योंकि वहां तो हायर एंड फायर होता है, यहां हायर एंड फायर नहीं होता है. सभी के मन जान के, मन को संभाल के काम में जुड़ने पड़ते हैं. So SQ जिनका हायर होता है, spiritual quotient, they can lead people with IQ and EQ. What is that SQ? I give a wonderful book to everybody. If you have a piece of paper and a pen, definitely write it. Or if not, if you have a mobile, just you can type it. I'll give you the title of the book and the name of the authors. I definitely recommend all the students to read this book. ये book आप जरूर पढ़ना. The title of the book is Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence. Again, the title of the book is Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence. Co-authored by Ian Marshall and Dana Zohar, in which they write that every professional must definitely develop spiritual intelligence. What is this spiritual intelligence? I'm giving you the gist of this book in just 2 lines. But that doesn't mean that you don't read, okay? They said that these are the 8 factors, these are the 8 values that a spiritual intelligent person possesses, or the vice versa. If you find these 8 values in yourself, you are spiritually intelligent. First, flexibility to change. This helps you in handling pressure and tension and depression as well at your workplace and in your family or personal life. This is called mindful resilience, that you are flexible. If you find, now listen carefully, because the biggest wars in the world, they happen in the boardroom. The most crucial wars, they happen in the, और अभी जब मैं आपको ये बात कर रहा हूं बोर्ड की, पृथ्वी पे लाखों बोर्ड रूम्स में वॉर चल रहा है, हाँ या ना? और वो वॉर क्या होता है? My opinion is better than yours. My preparation of project report is better than yours. I'm more qualified and experienced than you. इसलिए you have to believe in what I say. And the younger one is saying, okay, fine, you are more experienced, but I have come with modern education. You did your graduation from this institute in India. I did it from LSE in London. ये वॉर चालू रहता है. To handle pressure and stress in your boardroom in future, I hope and pray that all of you sitting here one day enter some boardroom. I hope and pray that all of you sitting here someday enter some boardroom. Matlab you are a director of a company. My prayers for all of you definitely. लेकिन वहां वर्क प्लेस से ज्यादा टेंशन्स और ज्यादा स्ट्रेसेस प्रेशर्स आते हैं. सुनील जी, am I right? ज्यादा आते हैं. उस वक्त फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी का सद्गुण सीख लेना. If you find somebody's opinion or somebody's project report well prepared, then you accept it. Give in, appreciate it. That flexibility will puncture the balloon of pressure and stress on you. This is spiritual intelligence. उस वक्त ईगो मत रखना. अरे यार, मैंने 3 रात तक नींद नहीं ली और ये प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट तैयार कर. हाउ कैन समबडीज रिपोर्ट इज एक्सेप्टेड मोर देन मी? ये होगा. रिमेन प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इट. सिर्फ उसका अच्छा इसलिए एक्सेप्ट हुआ इसलिए नहीं, शायद वो मैनेजमेंट से नजदीक है वो व्यक्ति, इसलिए भी शायद आपका अच्छा है तो भी रिजेक्ट होगा. यू विल हैव टू फेस एवरीथिंग. दिस इज अ बोर्डरूम वॉर. उस वक्त फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी रखना. अकॉर्डिंग टू अ हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी स्टडी, they have put forward the latest definition of intelligence. After 8 years of survey and research, they come up with these words. And the words are, I'm quoting it word to word and letter to letter. Flexibility to change is intelligence. ये intelligence की नई definition है. Flexibility to change. When you find something better than you, change. Accept it. That flexibility is your ultimate intelligence, which not only gives you a support to grow, it definitely puts you in a better position to lead your organization, because you have a heart where you can have spaces for other people, other ideas which are not perhaps going along your lines. You are a better manager of team and opinions. You can become a better team leader by flexibility. Flexibility to change. और भी सारे सद्गुण हैं, और भी सारे ये पूरी बुक में बातें लिखी. I'll just name you this. First is flexibility. Second is self-awareness. Be self-aware. What I must do, what I can't do. What I must speak, what I must not speak. How should I behave, how should I not. Be extremely self-aware of your facial expressions, body language and attitudes that you put forward. Because a single mistake in self-awareness can ruin your career. Your 20, your 30 and your 40 years of professional career can go into gutters by a single mistake of self-awareness. This is spiritual intelligence. You have to cultivate it to handle the pressures and stress that may get generated out of your lack of self-awareness. एक प्रसंग से आपको समझाना चाहूंगा. 2018 में there was a cricket test match going between Australia and South Africa. In South Africa. By the tea time on the third day, the captain Steve Smith, who was also a player in the World Cup team of Australia, he was then the captain. He could gauge the game and he could feel that we will lose this game. At tea break, he approached his opening batsman, David Warner, who was again the opening batsman in the Australian side for this World Cup team. He said, David, perhaps we may lose the match. David said, yes, from the situation that is going on, perhaps we would lose. What to do? We don't want to lose this match. And David Warner came up with an idea. He missed self-awareness. Self-awareness of sportsmanship. Self-awareness of ethical practices at your workplace. One mistake can cost you not just millions or crores of rupees. It can cost you your career. It can cost you your family. It can cost you your physical, mental and emotional health. It can ruin everything in your life. David Warner came up with the idea that we must take the new ball after tea break and ask one of our players to stand on the mid-on, balls bowled, most of them go to the mid-on when they have just a casual defense. And when the ball comes to him, he should bring out the sandpaper from his pocket and rub on one side of the seam. Eventually, after 5-7 overs, one side of the seam of the ball would be rubbed and would be rough, and the other side would be shining bright. So when on one side of the seam, when the ball is shining, and one side it is made rough, the pace bowlers, they get reverse swing on the wicket. And the reverse swing at 90 miles per hour is very deadly for the batsman. So Cameron Bancroft, a player in the playing 11, was selected to do this job. So he went out into the field after the tea break with a sandpaper in his pocket. Whenever the ball came up to him, he would bring out this sandpaper and rub against it. 2, 3, 5 times he could do it. Once CCTV camera caught it. कि ये भाई साहब कर क्या रहे हैं? And the replay was played again by the ethics committee because it was reported to from the studio that this is, he's rubbing. See this video again. It was replayed. And the officials of South Africa cricket, they came to know that he's rubbing some object against the ball. He was immediately called out of the field. What were you doing? No, it was actually like my finger got hurt because of the fielding, so I was just like taking care of my finger. No, there is an object in your hand. And you put it back inside your pocket. See this footage. And he confessed that it is a sandpaper. He brought it out, photographed, filmed, everything. Why were you doing this? Because my captain told me. Call the captain out. Steve Smith was brought out. What did you teach your player? He said, I don't know exactly, but it was David Warner who designed the plan. Call David Warner out. And all three were questioned, interrogated, and they confessed to this plan, which is absolutely unethical, against the spirit of the game. They fell to this low level to win. ये आप सभी याद रखना. आप जब प्रैक्टिस पे जाएंगे तब अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेगी कि ये रास्ते पे अगर मैं चल जाऊं, थोड़ी अनएथिकल है लेकिन पैसे बहुत मिलेंगे. आप चलेंगे, पैसे भी मिलेंगे. But that first step on that path, you have decided to kill yourself. It is suicide for you. Remember that. Because when you will be exposed, all your academics, all your talents, all your experiences, all your social connectivity will become zero. You will become zero from hero within seconds. Australian Cricket Board was noticed. Flying immediately. Your players have gone into a big scandal. ACB officials, they flew in. Prime Minister of Australia was noted. Prime Minister of Australia told the Australian Cricket Board chairman, go into deep investigation and whoever is guilty should not be spared. Australian cricket officials came to South Africa. They interrogated their own players. They confessed. Steve Smith, 1-year ban. Not being allowed even to finish this test match. बीच में से उठा लिया. David Warner, 1-year ban. Cameron Bancroft ने कहा भाई साहब मैं तो कैप्टन की आज्ञा का फॉलो कर रहा था. 9 years ban. Sorry, 9 months. Sorry, 9 months ban. 9 months ban कर दिया. फिर तो छोटी बड़ी क्रिकेट मैचेस लीग्स खेलते थे. सिडनी आईपीएल कनाडा खेलने गए. 6 months after the ban, still 6 months into the ban, Steve Smith was interviewed. Why did you do this? Why did you choose this path? And you are a player, and Steve Smith is a batsman of the caliber of Virat Kohli, of the caliber of Rohit Sharma, of the caliber of Babar Azam. A person of your caliber and a captain of the Australian team. Why did you choose this unethical path? Steve Smith बोले, अब ये भी याद रखना, वो क्या बोले थे. I'm quoting him word to word and letter to letter. Steve Smith बोले कि there is a culture in the Australian Cricket Board, win at all costs. Don't develop that culture at your workplace. Second sentence Steve Smith बोले, the Australian Cricket Board officials tell us that we don't pay you to play, we pay you to win. ये culture भी मत develop करना. आपकी इंस्टीट्यूट में, जहां भी आप भविष्य में जाएं, 5 साल के बाद, 25 साल के बाद, 50 साल के बाद. Win at all costs is inspirational words, motivational words and energizing words, not to be put into practice. They were told that we pay you to win, we don't pay you to play. तो आपके एम्प्लॉइज भविष्य में आपके साथ, या आप अपने एम्प्लॉइज के साथ ये कल्चर मत डेवलप करना कि वी आर पेइंग यू टू गेट गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स, बिग क्लाइंट्स. वी आर नॉट जस्ट पेइंग यू टू वर्क एट दिस वर्क प्लेस. भाई करते हैं काम, करते करते अच्छे प्रोजेक्ट्स और क्लाइंट्स भी मिल जाएंगे. दिस इज अ रॉन्ग कल्चर. सो माइंड वेल, दिस इज स्पिरिचुअल इंटेलिजेंस कॉल्ड सेल्फ अवेयरनेस. When a person is self-aware, he is absolutely in a state of mind that he doesn't make any private or public mistake. After Pramukh Swami Maharaj passed away in the year 2016, in Gandhinagar we had the Shraddhanjali Sabha, the prayer meet. At that time, a leading personality of Gujarat, who was associated with since more than 40 years with Pramukh Swami Maharaj and known our organization BAPS for 40 years, he said that I am in public life since 40 years. I've been in association with many projects of BAPS. Never ever have I found Pramukh Swami Maharaj, of course, used to give his opinions about issues at state level or national, international levels. Never ever have I found that any words of Pramukh Swami Maharaj has created any type of controversy in the society. So this is self-awareness. After making a big mistake, you can't say, "Mane to ani khabar noti." No. Not allowed. मुझे तो इसका पता ही नहीं था यार, ये लॉ है, मुझे पता ही ना था. Nothing. Not allowed. A mistake is a mistake and you will have to face it. Self-awareness. मैंने बोला था कि मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूंगा, तो भी मैंने 2 तो एक्सप्लेन कर दिया, बाकी का जस्ट लिस्ट आउट कर देता हूं, आप अच्छी तरह से पुस्तक पढ़ लेना. Third is an ability to face and use the suffering of life. This is spiritual intelligence. This decreases your stress and tension. Fourth, an ability to design something for your own self out of seeing something. That is an ability to be inspired by a vision. Fifth, an ability to see connection between diverse things. Sixth, an ability to cause as little harm as possible. Seventh or eighth, दोनों important हैं. Professional people के लिए very important है. Seventh is an ability to ask and probe fundamental questions. And eighth, an ability to work against a convention. These are the 8 qualities. If you possess, if you try to possess, if you practice on it, you develop spiritual intelligence, which is much higher than intelligent quotient, which is much higher than emotional quotient. You become a team leader, you become an organizational leader, you create a space at your workplace, you create a space in your profession, and you create a legacy for yourself. So try to focus on these values. फिर से एक बार दोहराना चाहूंगा, आपके पुस्तकों में जो शब्द लिखे हैं और जो ज्ञान है, वो सिर्फ आपको 10% मदद करेंगे अपने प्रोफेशन में. 90% is your values, virtues, attitudes, thinking, expressions, connectivity, human relations काम करेगी. ये सिद्धांत है, और ये सिद्धांत को पकड़ के चलेंगे तो जीवन में आनंद भी आएगा, सफलता भी मिलेगी. एक अंतिम 5 मिनट बात कर लेता हूं. मुझे 1 घंटे की बात हुई थी, 11:15 को मैंने चालू किया था, 12:10 हुई है. इन 5 minutes I'll finish. ये बोल रहे हैं खंडेवाल जी आराम से बात करना. हम संत को आराम से बोलेंगे तो वी आर यूज्ड टू टॉकिंग विद क्लॉक्स एंड कैलेंडर्स बोथ. एक और अच्छी जो बढ़िया बात है, आफ्टर दिस IQ, EQ and SQ, is constantly think, how can I make a positive change in myself so I handle my situations and handle people around me who are connected with me better. First of all, let me ask all of you a simple question. How many of you really believe that somewhere, because I lack something, I need to make some positive change in myself to better fit my ecosystem? How many of you believe that? Thank you very much for this. When you have raised hands, that means you are introspective. You are self-aware that this habit I need to improve. This type of overthinking I need to reduce or cut out. This type of social association I think is not helpful to me in my academics or my personal life. I must leave these two friends away. Some positive changes in yourself that makes you a better fit in your own ecosystem. And when you make that positive change, some of the stresses, some of the tensions, and some of the depressions, they just get away from you. They just don't be in your stride. They will never disturb you, and you will be better placed. So this is a mindful resilience, changing your own mind. I need to make a change. Again, a good book, Stephen Covey, one of the most decorated management gurus upon this planet ever. He has written this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. After that, he has written the book, The 8th Habit. In the 7 habits that the effective people had, which Stephen Covey found, was first proactive, second is begin with the end in mind, third is putting first things first, fourth is think win-win, fifth is seek first to understand and then to be understood, sixth is synergy, and seventh is sharpen the saw. But the 8th habit that he wrote is a beautiful habit that every professional must cultivate. When he wrote this book in the year 2006, he came to India for the promotion of this book. He did 4 seminars in 5 days in India. Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad or Calcutta, I don't know, and then the 4th one was in Delhi. The seminar that he conducted in Mumbai in the year 2006 had 23,000 rupees per delegate fee. And the registration opened just 24 hours before the show time, online. And 700 capacity hall, that is 700 tickets, each of 23,000 in the year 2006, got sold off in 86 seconds from all over the world, all over the country, because the name was big, Stephen Covey. In that 6 to 7 hour seminar, actually Stephen Covey appeared on the stage only 4 to 5 times, sometimes for 10 minutes, sometimes for 15 minutes, sometimes for maybe 5-10 minutes. Rest his managers and video shows were carrying on the show. Next day, a leading newspaper in Mumbai, DNA, they carried out an article about this seminar and what was taught to the delegates. Clearly written that if you have not attended yesterday's seminar, you read this article, you will get the gist of it. In that article, it was again written that if you can't read the whole article, read this box item, the one sentence which Stephen Covey again and again, while appearing on the stage in person, talked to his audience. And that sentence was, again I'm quoting it letter to letter. Remember well, the essence of the whole book by Stephen Covey, the title of the book is 8th Habit. And the sentence is, don't expect others to change. First change yourself, others will follow. Don't expect others to change. First change yourself, others will follow. हमारा attitude और ego क्या कहता है? I'm perfectly all right. It is the other person who has to accommodate me and change to settle me. हाँ या ना? First introspect. Do I need some change that my friend accepts me well? Do I need to change somewhere that my office working colleague accepts me well? Do I need to make a positive change in myself so that my immediate boss to whom I report has some positive attitudes for me? Introspect. Life is not working with body and mind alone. It is more with working on your emotional self so as you better your mental self and your physical self. You have to work on your emotional self because that is going to reflect out through your mentality and through your body. That is your physical expressions. Don't expect others to change. First change yourself and then others will follow. This is the golden advice from a top-class management guru. So, again, this is very an important aspect of life. This reduces your stress because you have changed yourself for the better. You are into a positive state of mind. You are into a much better positive state of mind. And when you have changed yourself, you will be less concerned with people's faults. पता है आपको? According to a study, more than 15 to 18% of office time, even in high-ranking professionals, it goes into gossiping, it goes into office politics, it goes into leg pulling at office place. Am I right? Some elders are handsomely smiling, so they have gone through all these experiences. 15 to 18% of your working time, that means of your working ability, that means of your precious 70 or 80 years of life upon this earth, 15 to 18% of your work time goes into these three things. Unnecessary gossiping about a working colleague, leg pulling of a working colleague, and setting up of an atmosphere of non-collaboration at your workplace. This will increase your stress and tension at your workplace. Mindful resilience is, everybody working with me is my second family. Tell yourself before you go to office in future that my family at home is my first family. That means your spouse in future, your children in future, maybe your parents living with you. This is my first family. And my working colleagues at my office is my second family. Take it as a second family. Develop this attitude. When I talk to professionals, I definitely want to teach and preach them this. Unless and until you take your office bearers, your working colleagues as your second family, you won't be able to enjoy your time at your workplace as you enjoy your time at your family. And I think all of us are concerned because we all want to enjoy our office equally as our home. Isn't it? Yes or no? We all want to enjoy our time at our office of the level that we are enjoying our time with our family at home. That comes only when you keep an attitude, develop it, that this is my second family. So never see their faults and never discuss them. Why are you discussing your office bearer's faults? Are you 100% complete? Are you 100% perfect? Tell me a yes or no. Everybody, even I, when I'm talking to you of all this is not all things that I've mastered. But then we talk more, we listen to it more, we read more, gradually we can master it. We are all on the same path. But more of talking, more of listening, more of reading of this gradually strengthens you. Simple. Never ever talk faults of people around you. Accept them fully. And you know, this will be the best habit that you could ever develop for a successful marriage. When somebody is your wife, she is Mrs. India for you. And when somebody is your husband, he is Mr. India for you. Forget all the faults, accept them fully. Only then you will enjoy your life. Am I talking something sensible or not? Give me a yes or no. That means people that you have accepted in your life, like your spouse, like your relatives, your cousins, your friends, your working place colleagues, people who are in your life, you should accept them fully. Enjoy relationship. Don't talk about the faults and negatives. Because if there is two negatives, A and B in him, C and D is in yours. Simple. Talk positive only. यार ये ना अच्छा काम करता है, ये टेबल पे बैठा है ना वो बहुत पंक्चुअल है, टाइम पे आ जाता है, वो टेबल पे जो बैठा है ना उसकी जो नीटनेस है काम करने की अद्भुत है, वो टेबल पे जो बैठा है ना उसका रिपोर्टिंग बहुत अच्छा है. Pick up pearls at your office place, don't pick up rubber. Then it will decrease your stress and tension at your workplace. This is spiritual intelligence. You have to develop. These are some of the lessons. These are some of the lessons that corporate management needs to learn and definitely needs to learn from NGO managements. तो इनके जैसा रिजल्ट प्रोड्यूस कर पाएंगे. And lastly, when Arjun was in severe stress on the battle of Kurukshetra, He laid down his arms. I cannot fight my friends, my elders, and my gurus. Krishna said, my God, if this guy puts it down, if this gentleman puts it down, how would this whole scene go? It would be difficult to win the Dharma Yuddha. Arjuna was in severe stress and tension, even depression. I will not. Whole army was standing in front of him, the opposition army. And his own army would get demoralized if Arjuna gets off the chariot. What did Krishna do at that time? See, modern day stress managers होते हैं ना, आप भी मिलेंगे होंगे, हम भी मिले हैं. जो मॉडर्न डे स्ट्रेस मैनेजर्स है ना, कि आपको ऑफिस में स्ट्रेस है, पर्सनल लाइफ में स्ट्रेस है, तो आप हमारी ऑफिस पे आ जाना, अच्छी अच्छी तरकीबें आपको बताएंगे. पेंट योर ऑफिस ग्रीन. Go on a long walk at the beach. Keep looking at the sunrise every day for 10 minutes. All these remedies to stress and tension management is like watering the branches, not watering the roots. What is watering the roots? To eradicate all tension and stress. Mindful resilience is watering the roots. And what is that? Krishna tells Arjuna, Man mana bhava. Keep your focus on me. Believe what I say. Follow me at this moment. Keep your thoughts, keep your minds aside. Do what I say. Second thing he says, Tarati shokam atmavit. Believe yourself to be the soul. You are not this physical body. According to the philosophy, we have passed through many births and deaths. Believe yourself to be the soul, not this physical body. Third thing he says, Karmanya vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. He tells Arjuna and thus all of us, this is one of the most important advices, that our job is to do our duty well to the best of resources that we have with us. Results, Krishna says, God decides. Simple. हमारी जिम्मेदारी क्या है? हमारी जिम्मेदारी क्या है? हमारे relations और हमारा work. We perform there to the best of our abilities, to the best of our knowledge, to the best of our resources. Final results, final outcome, God decides. And I prove this with logic. जो यहाँ professionals बैठे हैं उन सभी को अनुभव होगा. Sometimes we have planned well. आप सभी को भी अनुभव होगा. Sometimes you have read well, planned well, even executed well. Still you don't get the marks that you desire. Isn't it? Still you didn't get the marks that you desired. Yes or no? And the professionals, you did not get the results, the outcome of the projects that you desired. You did the best of paperwork, best of planning, best of execution. You had the best team. You had the best finances. Hayana? And the reverse experience is also true. Sometimes because of some time constraints or resources constraints, we planned less, we executed less, did not have that caliber team. Still we got the outcomes and the results beyond our desire. Hayana? What does that mean? Have you ever given a thought to it? That means that we have to put our best foot forward. Final results, he decides. So when you go into the professional field, don't tell yourself, my academics, my planning, my execution, my teamwork was so good. Results have to be positive. Success has to come to us. ये आप भी मत मानना, आपके टीम को भी मत कहना. Energize them for success. But never expect that all the time success has to come to you because it was my planning and my execution, my teamwork. Results he decides. Because there are many factors which are in your control to get success. Sometimes semi-control, sometimes out of control. मैं आपको बताता हूँ. The factors which are in your control to bring success. Planning and hard work. Which are in your control, isn't it? You can plan well, you can execute well. Planning and hard work are the factors that are in your control for success. Some factors are not absolutely in your control. They are into your semi-control. Like getting good qualified team members in the team. Second, finances. They are semi-controlled. Sometimes you say that I'm getting a loan this month. You may not get for another 2 months. So they are not fully under your control. And some factors which design the final outcome are absolutely out of your control. Your health, your family issues, government policies, new laws, they sprout out any time. So you are in trouble. So there are factors which are in your control. There are factors which are in semi-control of you. There are factors which are out of your control to design the final outcome. Accept that and you will not go into stress and tension because of less success or failure of that project. That, okay, I tried my best. Simple. I did not get it. So these are certain things that are mindful resilience. To take care of your pressure and tension and depression at your workplace, in your family life, in your social life and personal life. And whichever form of God that you believe in, chant the holy name every day. 10 minutes of chanting the holy name every day in the morning. University of Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Andrew Newberg, Dr. H.G. Coing, I'm giving you the names. You can go on Google and search it. By psychoneurosoftwares, absolutely a scientific experiment. On 4,000 subjects, they came to a conclusion that when you chant the holy name of God in a posture of meditation, the hormones that are released in your body, what effects it produces. First effect, it can increase your memory power by 10 to 15%. Second effect, it can increase your willpower and confidence from 15 to 25%. Third, it increases your buffer capacity, that is capacity to absorb the shocks of life. And fourth, it increases the strength of your immune system. These are scientifically proved facts out of mantra jap. So whenever you feel tensed, why you feel tensed? Let me talk scientific. Because when you feel tense, आप घबरा गए, चिंता में आ गए, तो cortisol and epinephrine, two hormones are released in your body. So you start sweating, blood pressure goes high, heartbeat increases, you feel less strength in your legs. These are the results of stress and tension because of the effect of cortisol and epinephrine. At that time, if you chant the holy name, भगवान कृष्ण का नाम, भगवान राम का नाम, वो तो अभी 22 जनवरी को पूरी पृथ्वी पे फैल जाएगा. Modern day science, because I'm talking science and spirituality both. I'm talking logic and faith both, because I'm a man of science and man of religion both. Modern day science has proved that when you chant the holy name in your state of stress, in your state of tension, in your state of depression, when cortisol and epinephrine are working in your bloodstream, at that time while chanting the holy name, your pituitary gland again releases a new hormone which is called endorphin. That endorphin has the power to suppress the effects of cortisol and epinephrine, and you feel calm, you feel cool, you feel stable. Scientifically proved the effects and the power of mantra jap. So in exams, when you're writing your exams and you find something tough, close your eyes for at least half a minute and high-speed chanting of the name to decrease the effect of that stress, and with your resilience, you will try to get into some good answer of it. Try it. Many have tried and many have been successful. So these are all the causes of stress and tension, and these are all the remedies to it from different angles. Thank you very much for patiently listening to me, and all my prayers for all of you. Thank you.